Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I don't want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record with you.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. I want to fight. But it's going to be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio late night. It's about 11 p.m. Eastern time here, and we just all, and I mean all, you, me, and the entire world finished watching Mayweather McGregor All Access episode 4, and I'm going to say right off the bat, it was probably the best episode. But before I get into all that, obviously, we have to go out to a few of the co-hosts hailing from New Jersey and from the Golden State. So we're going to go on out to the Hipster Hunter.
Dollar DiBiase production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. Now, when the main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes, the Hipsters here. Haters beware. All Access. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor was tonight, episode 4. I don't know if I would say it was the best episode of them all. Interesting that you would say that. I wonder why you would say that, Ness, because you are more the casual fan, I would say, out of the group, you know, in terms of accepting this fight. You know, Enrique, I would say, hasn't really accepted this fight. I haven't accepted this fight in terms of being overly ecstatic for it, just allowing it to come. I still have some grievances about it. I wonder who else does as well. You know, does this episode help sell that? I don't know.
Enrique is all in, FYI. He's been.
Is he all in? I didn't know if he was all in.
Dude, he's more sold.
He's not an MMA guy.
I don't know who's more sold, him or Doomsday. I wish Doomsday were on this show so you could see how.
Doomsday is of course sold. Doomsday thinks McGregor's gonna win.
Yeah, let's go out to New Jersey.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my dad.
I saw fight too.
I think you're accurate.
Yes, good evening. I hope you guys hear me loud and clear. Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Yeah, man, I am sold on this fight. Nestor, I'm surprised you're saying it's one of the best, but I kind of agree with you that it is one of the best episodes so far. I go to places and people mention, as everyone does go to places, but people know I'm a boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the Boxing Voice. But people everywhere I go, barbershops, workplaces, yo, I ain't see you in a while. What's up, McGregor, and things and forward. I met somebody this week who picked me out because of the Boxing Voice and said McGregor will fuck up Floyd Mayweather. So yeah, I same reaction, and then seeing the show tonight, the All Access show that is, they mentioned focused on peak performance, McGregor that is. So condition, come fight night, dude is in shape. And I'm talking about McGregor.
They both are.
But yeah, but the hate is not, I don't even want to say hate, the judgment, the scale is very heavy on the L for McGregor. So it's leaning to the left. That's McGregor.
L meaning a loss?
L meaning the loss.
Okay.
Right? To the boxing fans. So the boxing public, right? The hardcores killed the vibe. So you go somewhere and it's like, yo, this big ass Mayweather fight against the biggest MMA fighter who is focused on being peak condition come fight night. He is a fighter. He's been in violent fights.
You watched the episode?
I watched the episode.
Right, what did Floyd say? He could do all the underwater exercises he wants.
I thought though. Let me finish. I know what Floyd said.
Win fights.
Floyd answered, I could fucking fight. And I agreed with him. Okay?
You could fucking be underwater looking cute in the UFC facility.
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is people like you killing the vibe of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Let us enjoy
keeping the vibe. We ain't killing the vibe. We keeping it real.
Yes,
living a fairy.
That's fine. I'm not fantasizing.
Yo, you seen the scene? You seen the scene with his kids?
Wait, hold on, very quickly, Enrique.
Yes.
Are you leaning towards McGregor in this matchup?
I just told you the scale leans the L part of the scale, which is the losing side.
I'm asking you though.
Come on, I know Floyd is gonna win, but I'm entertained and I hope that it is a no defense Floyd, as you, Matt, was like, yo, Floyd's a defensive fighter. It's boring. It's going to be a boring fight. Okay. Well, why can't Floyd give us an exciting fight against the mindset, the youth, and the real life fighter warrior spirit of McGregor?
Yo, shit.
We know the skills are there.
About the mindset and the youth. And the
Yo,
warrior.
I just saw the show. The man, super swagoo. Glasses.
I was gonna say that. You stole that. I love all the glasses.
I'm talking about McGregor. He was swagged up. He got the money. He got the Lambos. And you know, Floyd is showing the strip club, the designing of it. I enjoy all of that, and I'm hoping
that part done.
You know, it's all access. It's entertainment, right? Agree or disagree?
I agree, but we found the culprit, and you are the culprit.
The bottom line is the biggest
with the echo. Handle that, and we're gonna come right back to.
Now you're gonna come back with that.
No, I swear it is you. Listen, but I mean, look, there were a lot of scenes in here, and this is why I said this was my favorite. You could go to the scene when they're showing both men's children, right? Obviously, Conor's son is not old enough to speak, but Mayweather's were. They were able to drive themselves there in a Phantom, which I loved. That was a dope scene. But when they were on the ring, it was telling. They couldn't keep a straight face. They knew how easy of a money grab this was for their dad. They're talking about their dad knows how to fly in his private jet to the Fountain of Youth. Why? Because they know his dad is going to look young, whooping this dude's arse, okay? I mean, look, at least Conor knows Floyd's going to take him deep and hope that he gets tired. And it's not hope. He will. Boxing, you can't play it. You don't just one day decide you're going to beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. That shit doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't. Mystic Mac, look, I like Mystic Mac. Look, I'm telling you, if he wins, man, it is going to be huge. But it is highly improbable.
I like how you said take him deep. That's what I look forward to.
I mean, he got to take him deep. If you don't take him past 5, you don't really want the knockout. You know what I mean?
Floyd or McGregor?
I think Floyd. I think Floyd's got to take him. I think Floyd's got to take him where he's never been. He's never been past 5, and then again, a legitimate boxing 5. You know,
right?
I was there, and I will be there. That's another thing I want to announce. I want to announce that the Boxing Voice was approved for this fight. So, you know, we're not just one of these guys that sit around here and talk shit. We actually go to these events. They actually want us there. So we have been approved, and we will be there live. I will be there live for sure. It doesn't really mean much. You know, I already ordered it actually today for a hundo over here because I want to come back and see the event that it was. You understand? Like, I know when it was first, you know, being announced, it was like, oh, this is crazy, whatever. But once it was signed, sealed, and delivered, I got involved as much as everyone else and took it for what it was, an event. You know, I don't mind seeing the old guy come back and put his skills on display, especially versus a novice. If this guy touches Floyd, I mean, that's a loss. He better not even get touched. Because, look, you got to think about it. Matt, you laughing, but you got to think about the fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez and Floyd. We're talking about a young, prime Saul coming off Trout win, Trout coming off the Cotto win. He couldn't touch Floyd. Robert Guerrero coming off the best win of his life. What was that? Selchuk Aiden, then a thrashing, a demolishing of Berto. He made. We will forever remember Berto's face looking like that because of Guerrero, no matter what.
Allergy look. Nah, but it's funny that you say, yo, if Floyd gets touched, then what you say he lost?
Kind of a loss, man. Like this dude. Yo, I mean, look, yo, this dude. Do you? He throws
very quickly. Hold on, just to define what you mean by touch, like a clean, hard shot that lands flush on the face. So that's what we're talking about.
McDonald's style hit that.
You know, it's crazy how
any punch that lands on the body or a grazing shot. No, you mean like a hard punch.
I don't even know, Matt, because it's crazy how as the fight gets closer, it's so funny. The phrase "fight hype" or building up the hype, it really starts to get into you, because I'm looking at this one and I'm just wondering to myself, like, I'm hearing in this episode Conor McGregor say how he is going to allow Floyd to come to him, how people have always tried to cut the distance on him. So it's like, oh, wait a minute. So you're going to be a counterpuncher? So wait, this could end up being a boring fight. Two guys waiting on each other?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Conor is historically a counter striker in MMA, I would say.
And Floyd, the counter fighter in boxing, I would say. But they're both saying there's no defense. We're coming in at each other. And Conor McGregor says, yo, soon as he takes that one step back, then psychologically, yo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, but again, that's not true. Floyd takes back steps all the time. Floyd's a guy on the back foot. That's historically what he's been. That means nothing.
That's cool.
All that is a headliner. That's a headliner. That's a quote that somebody says.
That back media, man. I'm talking about fanatically perspective. Floyd says,
like from a casual fan's perspective, if Floyd starts taking a back step, where they go, "Oh my God, do you see Conor's winning?"
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, is it going to be a bigger fight than Pac? Is Mayweather going to be a bigger fight than Pac?
Of course.
Question mark.
Of course. How many paper are we getting another episode after this or no?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Because it's the 18th. Are we getting one?
No, they're doing the weigh-in. They announced the weigh-in. They didn't say next episode on All Access. Showtime, that is.
Yeah, there's no next episode. You're right. This was the last
next though. Thumbs up on that button, right? Because Casual Fan is here, and I took time out, took notes, watched the fucking episode because I'm a boxing
notes. What notes did you take? Hold on, what notes did you take?
Yeah, let me hear.
I got girl collection. I got the tip.
He
needed. I got the Floyd doesn't look 40 years old. I got who the fuck is Sanja Rahma?
How about I got a bunch of notes. Let us in on this conversation with you. Damn. So you took notes on
the first one. He says is girl collection.
Exactly. That was next on my list. After everything, we speaking about the All Access episode. We're not breaking down the fight again, are we?
Yo, that's paid promotion for Floyd Mayweather. Let's be honest. Like that's all that is.
Okay, well, he is the executive producer. You mentioned that once. So where's it paid? The whole show's paid for by Showtime and Floyd Money, the boxing team, right? TMT. When Floyd Mayweather tipped the pilot, first thing when I saw that little baby booklet, I was like, damn, that got to be $1,000. And sure enough, that's got to be $1,000. Floyd Mayweather showed us that, right? The money team leader displayed elegance and said, yo, I tipped them $1,000. I just hope Ness takes note come holiday season. You know what I'm saying? Right, Matt? No? Maybe?
I wish.
Ness, any words? $1,000 booklet?
I mean, I didn't understand that. They had on TMT outfits. Listen, Enrique, you're gonna have to leave us, bro, because you're wilding with your horrible. See, that's what happens when you don't do the podcast enough. Your equipment goes bad. But they had on these TMT outfits, and as Enrique would say, swagoo. They were dipped in TMT swag. So I didn't really understand the whole $1,000 tip every time he uses them. They're already on his payroll, but I guess that's what makes him feel that they would get him home safely. I don't know, Matt.
It's just another thing that Floyd does. I mean, come on. Like Floyd just flaunts his wealth. That's always been his number one thing to do. He does it everywhere. Even when they did that that pool party, I think, for Girl Collection, you know, they had to show the bodyguards having the wad of $100 bills. They have to show that everywhere they go. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, other than just to say, yeah, I'm the biggest, wealthiest guy. But we've seen that for so long. We've seen that for a decade now. So I don't know if it still sells the same way.
Matt,
But that's what it means.
Barber.
What was that?
Do you tip your barber?
No.
You don't.
Damn, that's the East Coast thing.
Nah, you have to tip.
But a lot of people don't tip. That's the thing.
I don't think a barber will fuck with you.
Coast thing. It's more of an East Coast thing. I'm telling you.
Damn,
yeah, East Coast guys have like a barber. Like West Coast people don't necessarily have like a barber.
Oh, you don't? Damn.
I don't have like a guy I go to. I don't do that. No.
I got a barber.
Yeah,
I tip my barber.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm sure Floyd has a pilot and he tips his pilot. You know what I'm saying? And the co-pilot.
I guess, you know, when you break it down that way, it makes a bit of sense, I guess. I mean, I just still think it's excessive. They're already just flying for him. I mean, how many days a week do they really work? You know what I mean? It's just a little excessive. I'm sure, you know, whatever though. But yeah, you guys didn't give me your thoughts on the scene with the children. Speaking of the Fountain of Youth.
My first thought was, before they even said it, was like, damn, Floyd doesn't look 40. You know, he's been working out his entire life. He's been fighting his entire life. He's been up, he's been down, he's been super wealthy. You know, he moisturizes his face and he's a fucking amazing. He's amazing looking dude. You know what I mean? He has what it takes. And then you got to think about it. Like, certain coaches don't age like other coaches. You know, Floyd doesn't smoke cigarettes. People who smoke.
I mean, are you trying to say black don't crack?
You know, you remember when you were a kid and you was like, damn, your teacher's 40. He looks old as fuck. He like gray hair and all kinds of wrinkles on his face. Now you look at 40, your uncle's 40, you know, your cousin's 40, you're 40. You're like, damn, I look like I'm 20. You're just comparing yourself to the wrong people. Floyd doesn't look 40.
I mean, I think his kids were spot on with the whole 29, 32 thing. He does look that age.
I say 32, 35.
Whoa, you pushing it. 35? Nah, Floyd, man, you crazy. Yo, 35-year-olds.
You look older than Floyd?
35-year-olds be out of shape. Floyd.
Yeah.
Yo, Floyd.
Shape is a lot. Shape is a lot. You're right.
Yeah, man, you gotta include that, because as you get older, you start to get rounder, and you know, him having the bald head also, he got that little slap head. Yeah, so
stress is another thing. You know, some people wear worry on their face. Floyd doesn't have worry on his face.
No, of course not.
If you ask me, Conor McGregor does not look 29.
He said it in it. Well, Conor McGregor does look older. I think
he doesn't.
He does.
No,
he looks 35.
He looks like he's 29 years old.
I would say he looks 35.
He looks 35. He looks like he belongs fighting at Floyd, but in a good way, in a great way. I mean, again, we're going to continue to use the word of the day, brought to you by Cash Weezy and Boxing Fan Apparel. Check him out on Patreon. He does look swagoo. I mean, yo, he had on like 7 different shades in this one episode. I was impressed. I was impressed. Every one of them was nice too. You're right about that.
All of them. Even the one last week that stood up, I was like, damn, I gotta get that. That's those white man can't jump shades.
Yo, but he had those on in a couple episodes. But aside from the multiple lenses, right? He had multiple cars. He had the black Bentley drop top, then a burgundy one, and then the green Lambo. I mean, doing this thing for sure.
Definitely music video status. You know, he watched the playback coming up the steps. Swagoo again, we say.
But that was a Beats commercial. I'm surprised they didn't say, because every single scene had him wearing the white Beats, but they never mentioned Beats. So I'm thinking to myself, what's really good? But it's obviously a Beats commercial.
I didn't know it was a Beats commercial. I thought it was an all access thing. You know, I'm a boxing fan. That
was a he was filming a Beats commercial while All Access was filming their All Access. I mean, there's no other reason why every single scene in that specific all the mood was based around those white beats that he had on. B. Every single scene had those on.
I believe that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
Placement.
He got the product placement. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a product placement.
And I think the narrator says something about like whatever a big company did another deal with the UFC and wanting Conor McGregor, and that's when they had the Dana White scene, which obviously, Matt, I want to talk to you about, because throughout this whole thing, it seems like Dana and Conor are friends, but you led us to believe they're not friends. But even in the press tour, Conor was, standing and sitting by Dana, chopping it up with him, whispering in his ear. Now we have Dana talking about, when I first met him, I knew he was going to be a star, and, giving us the introduction to the Mystic Mac for all the casual listeners. Do they now, have they mended their relationship due to the fact this guy's going to be making $100 million, or is this all for the promotion?
I think it's a little bit all for the promotion, to be honest. They have a long storied history of going at it a little bit on social media and through the media. UFC 200, that whole debacle. You may not know what that means, but MMA fans listen to the show, they know what that means. There was some tension between the two, to say the least. I think they've obviously are okay with each other at this point because they're making money. They're both making a ton of money in this process. And let's not forget, Dana White's beyond wealthy at this point. He made over $360 million in the UFC deal, in the UFC buyout deal. So the guy is pretty rich. So he's good. He's happy. He's sort of taking a step back in overall UFC production and promotion as a whole. I think he's just happy to be along for the ride, to be honest. And so is Conor McGregor. I mean, think about it. This is the biggest thing that they are probably ever going to experience for a single event, is this fight. It's probably going to break the pay-per-view record. Like that alone, they're going to make possibly $1 billion on this event with pay-per-view or worldwide distribution. They're going to make a lot of money, and it's probably going to be a lot more than the $600 million of Mayweather Pacquiao. So they're just happy. They're making money, like you said. Whether they're friends or not doesn't matter. They're making money, and that's what they care about at this point. They all care about that. Even Mayweather admitted that this fight is all about the money.
Yeah, two things. Can I say something? That's two things that that he mentions, Matt. Dana White, first of all, and Conor McGregor are teammates. You know what I'm saying? They are fighting the money team. Together, they form their own money team. So
not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily. Because
no, because you have to remember
last week, last episode, or maybe some interview on YouTube I found, Dana White says that Conor McGregor asked him for the Floyd Mayweather fight, and he believed in him, and he said, yo, you know what? I'm going to get it because you always surprise me. You always exceed the expectation. So let's not go with their
very quickly. Dana White has a long history.
They are business partners.
Enrique, calm down. I don't know why you're getting so agitated. I'm trying to inform you because you're not educated on Dana White. I am. I'm educated on Dana White and the UFC and Conor McGregor in that relationship. Dana White has a long storied history of lying to the media. He's a promoter. That's what they do. About this fight, even Steven Espinoza said he's not dealing with Dana White and the UFC. He's dealing with McGregor and McGregor Entertainment. That's the whole point of McGregor pointing that out on the boxing ring, is that name, that almost co-promotion. The UFC is not really a promoter in this event. They aren't. They allowed McGregor to be a part of it, of course, because of the contract nature of the UFC. And they are definitely getting a kickback that's probably in the hundreds of millions, I would assume. But they're not the lead promoter. They have no promoting aspect in this, except that McGregor is allowing Dana White to be on stage with him, because McGregor Entertainment is the pseudo co-promotion of the Mayweather team and Mayweather Promotions.
Cool. Thanks for that education. Dana White did call him a unicorn. I don't know if that was positive or negative. Border Wars, hearing someone throwing unicorn punches immediately brought my brain to that. Like, yo, unicorn, is that good or is that bad? Unicorn in the sense of being special. So let's talk about Conor McGregor being super special.
Yo, he really dropped the Border Wars on it.
Let's talk about Conor McGregor being super special and keep flossing and the swaggooness, showing off that Versace robe, saying, yo, everybody got that, but they don't got the gold special shit. This
but that was last week's episode, wasn't it? Didn't he break out the
No. Very quickly, remember, these episodes are sort of delayed in a way. And because of the instantaneous media we have now, we all saw that. Millions of people saw that media workout with that robe.
The robe for that live.
Yeah, the same. Of course, he said that live.
That was all on tape. That was all live.
We're there when he said
a couple million views on YouTube.
I'm surprised they didn't use the big ass mirror. That was probably someone in a test group that said, no, this is going to make him look too conceited, because I wanted to see the. Yo, Enrique, he brought out like a 12-foot mirror.
And he said, it's okay to love me. Like, it's okay to love me, boxing fans.
As much as I love myself.
That's funny. He said too conceited. There's no such thing of too conceited with Floyd or Conor McGregor.
Well, then why didn't they leave that scene in? That was a great scene. I thought it immediately reminded me of, I said it last episode. It reminded me of Lex Luthor, the narcissist, or whoever. The wrestler that was the narcissist back in the day. But any other thoughts on this episode? Matt, you've been awfully quiet. You only want to answer and sit there and giggle with the snarky, like, look at these guys falling for it look on your face.
Yeah. And like I've said this numerous times on the show, that it's okay to be hyped about this event.
That is the route that you're taking, when you were the one like texting and calling me, just, like a cut off ex-girlfriend. Are we gonna do the show? We should do the show. The show. Oh my God, you should have told me the show a half an hour ago. I would have had a schedule. Show. So in actuality, you're
as a producer, I want to streamline all production. So that should have been left on another, maybe off air call. Maybe, I don't know. Not on air. Anyways, but yeah, I want to do this show because it does big numbers. We know that. Let's be honest. This is the numbers event.
You want this fight just like everybody else wants this fight.
For everyone watching, everyone's fucking doing as much Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather shit as they can, every outlet in both sports. You know why? Because they do astronomical numbers compared to everything else. You can go after big names in this sport and do good numbers, and then this is going to triple that, quadruple that.
So has your perception of it changed in terms of pay-per-view buys? Because I remember at one time you said this wouldn't do better than Mayweather Pac. I
said I was hesitant. I didn't say it wouldn't.
Yeah, right. Get the tape.
That's crazy. That's what the interest is for this fight. Like, will it surpass Pac May or May Pac? Because May Pac was titled the fight of the decade or the century, wasn't it?
I forget.
I don't know, but it's just surpassed that one tenfold.
Because the hype, because the personalities, Manny Pacquiao.
I'll say by two. Like times two. I'm going
like 8 million?
Yeah, I'm going like 10.
No.
Refresh all the casual fans. What did May Pac pull?
4.6, I believe.
4.6. So you're saying
I think boxing fans are cheapskates, but the casuals are not, right?
That's why this fight is made.
So yeah, we stream it, right? But how many hardcores are they? 250.
Yo, it's not just casuals. It's everyone streams. Everyone streams.
No.
I pointed out the Game of Thrones stat for an example that the ratio of streaming to actual people.
Well, that is true. No. You're right. Because I remember Mayweather Pac. Right, I had a fight party, right? No, was it? I don't know. One big fight, and some girls walked in watching it on their phone. So you're right.
I mean, everyone can watch this. Everyone can find a stream. So I'm not saying it's not going to do more.
The millennials stream.
Yeah, of course. My
That's
generation doesn't fucking pay
millennials.
$100 for this. No fucking way.
I already bought mines. You guys are disrespectful young punks.
I'm looking for it to be streamed because I will not be home. I'm going to be on a cruise, and hopefully I got a great Wi-Fi connection and I can stream the fight.
You're not gonna pay for it, so come home to it.
I mean, I will come home and it will be free on Showtime the next Saturday.
Oh, you're gonna be gone that long. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get to these callers and get up out of here. Let's see what
I want to hear. I want to give my prediction for number because you gave a prediction. You said like 8-10 million. I want to hear Enrique's prediction.
I'm going, but no, my number's a little vaguer. It's gonna be 6 to 10.
6 to 10. Okay, I'm gonna take
Pretty big comb right there. 6 to 10.
5.5.
Because the last one did what, 4, and I think that's too low. I think that Mayweather Pacquiao only did 4. No one cares about Pacquiao. He wasn't the villain or the hero that Conor McGregor is. He doesn't have the swag that Conor McGregor has. No way, bro. This one's going through the roof.
I agree.
You're betting low.
I agree. He doesn't have the swag. He only has the Philippines. He doesn't have like the Irish island or whatever that Irish state or country. He doesn't have the white guys. Let's be real. It was on the radio. If you are going for McGregor, I ain't even gonna go there. I'm gonna say it's gonna make like 4. I'm gonna say it's gonna
be 4 is the same thing as May Pac.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go 4 or less. You know, the millennials are into this. The barbers are like, yo, this is a whack fight. The hardcore fans are like, yo, this shit is whack. You know who's gonna win. They're not gonna pay $100. I think more people are gonna group up to watch it. I'm not gonna watch it live or paid for. I'm going to figure out how to watch it. I don't think it's gonna do what you think it's gonna do. And I say that Pacquiao was the good guy, Floyd was the bad guy, and everybody wanted to see Pacquiao devastate and destroy.
Now they got the guy that says he could do it. But see, with Pacquiao, they had to believe in him and his resume.
But this guy has no resume, so where does that even come from?
Exactly. We finally got a guy that could talk the talk, though.
He does talk the talk.
In America. That's all you need.
He has violent fight history, not boxing fight history.
Yeah,
that is what raises the curiosity of this fight. It's not a corny topic. It's an awesome topic.
Let's open up these phone lines and get to the callers.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to KM Star, talk to us.
Cam Star, what's up? You know Donatella Versace?
How you doing? I'll start by saying I just did a quick Google search on the Irish population in the U.S. It's like 35 million. And the Filipino population in the U.S. is actually 1/10 of that, 3.5 million. Now, that is not
good information right there.
They're worldwide. You know what I mean? But that's like 1/10 the size. And keep in mind, like McGregor's appeal is far broader than just limited to Irish population, obviously, right? Like he's way bigger than a John Duddy, et cetera, et cetera. So I honestly lean towards way bigger numbers than Maypac. I think it's going to do at least 7 million. That's just my personal take on that. Okay. And the other thing I will say is the betting odds are weird looking. Have you guys checked out the sports book? They're like really strange.
Like 650
negative 500 plus 350, right? Something like that.
I saw bigger numbers than that, Ness.
I mean
650 minus.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like the bet that has the most the least payout is actually a Mayweather knockout. But and another thing is a 10-1 payout is Mayweather wins by disqualification. So I actually did a $200 bet, which is obviously not big money, on an under, which is obviously for Mayweather. And I also did a small bet on a disqualification, Mayweather by disqualification, because there's something about this that's just funky, right? Anyway, I want to play devil's advocate for a brief moment here, because of the whole, look, you guys know I'm a hardcore boxing fan, but I want to play this fight up a little bit. Think about what McGregor always says. Oh, I'm going to triple my net worth for like a quarter or half a fight. But can I ask you guys a question? Because you guys are actually training as, and doing stuff, right? Like if you only got to watch a guy's hands and shoulders, isn't that easier than having to look out for a guy taking you down, a guy kicking at you, a guy strangling you. Like,
I agree.
Is there at least some bit of merit to what the guy is saying? Like,
I agree, but this is a chess game. It's not checkers. So, you know, there's more tricks for the boxer versus the MMA fighter. Watch the feet, don't have shit to do with. Watch the hand where you did not expect it to come from.
No.
But
I
you
agree.
thought was going to
Listen to me.
defend
Listen to me.
it.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like, I totally get that. Like, an experienced boxer has more going on than just moving his hands. He's got body position. He's got ducking under punches. He's got pushing in close. He's got smothering. He's got all these tactics that come from being an experienced boxer. So that's why McGregor's going to lose. But the basic statement that he does not have to actually worry about getting kicked in his face does mean something. That's all I'm trying to say. So, I mean, like, you know, it's the only, okay, I think that's my bell. All right, I just want to call it out. This fight's going to do insane numbers. That's all I got to tell you. That's my real opinion here. All right, guys.
Game. Awesome. Hardcore boxing fan that was.
Very quickly. I just want to point this out.
Let's talk about that call. That was a great call, Cam Star.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, and they brought up exactly what I'm thinking about every time this fight is talked about. It's going to be Maypac versus Maymac pay-per-view numbers for the hardcore fans because they already know who's going to win.
Hardcore, and he's staying way bigger, man.
He's staying way bigger, but he brought up an excellent piece of information: the population of the Irish versus the population,
which the Irish are bigger.
Yes, but are they all wealthier? Who's wealthy?
Matter. Is a higher probability.
Yeah, it is. Average is higher. You're right.
But very quickly, Pacquiao also had the Mexican audience in his backing as well. Let's not forget that.
But that is also an assumption.
It's not an assumption.
We don't know.
I think boxing itself has the Mexican background.
Yeah. You don't have statistics to say every time Pacquiao fought, 29% Mexicans bought his.
Anthony Joshua doesn't bring in Mexican viewers. Let's just be real.
I mean,
Pacquiao did. Because Pacquiao beat
That's an assumption. But let's get to the main part of his call, which was, is there any credence, value in McGregor's statement?
No.
He doesn't have to work as hard as he would in an MMA fight because he's not looking for elbows, knees, kicks, etc.
No, and here's why. I'm going to compare it very quickly to like being a doctor. What Floyd Mayweather does is a brain surgeon. He's a specialist, right? And McGregor is a general practitioner. So he treats everyone. He treats the sniffles all the way to back pains or whatever, right? He's that guy. So he knows the general of everything. You know, he knows the little bit of a lot of things. But you go and take that doctor and tell him to go work on a person's brain, he's going to fail because he's not a brain surgeon. That's what a boxing ring is compared to a fucking MMA cage.
You're right. And
man, you just shitted on your other favorite sport like that.
Exactly. But
I love that other sport. It's just a different animal. It's just a very different animal.
I don't know, man. I want to casual. How do you feel? Because I kind of get Cam Star. Like, you know, if you ain't thinking about, I mean, I sparred today. I just imagine kicks coming at me. That would be way tougher.
Yeah. Let me mention something.
You're tired trying to curl up on them ropes, and now somebody can kick you on them ropes.
Can I break down a different analogy? He brought up doctor versus another kind of doctor. I'm gonna bring up like basketball. Like there's street basketball, then there's the NBA. You know what I'm saying? In street basketball, you throw elbows, you're gonna push back, you're gonna elbow back, and you will not get called upon. There's no whistle blowing. In boxing, in the NBA, there's none of that. So you're not worried about it. You're doing what you do. You swiftly take balls. You swiftly lay up. There's no elbow to worry about, right? So the moment the elbow is thrown at you and that whistle is blown is because of frustration. So on the defensive guy throwing the elbow, frustrated defensive guy throwing the elbow. I think not worrying about an elbow is going to make you think about throwing the elbow, where the guy not worrying about the elbow is more focused on landing a shot, throwing a punch. I don't see McGregor doing that. I think McGregor's going to be thinking more because he can't do what he's doing, opposed to thinking about that coming towards him. He knows that's not coming.
Argument to all that is, yes, maybe he has less to think about than in an MMA fight, right? Like, let's just believe that. He still got to hit Floyd. And that's the difficult thing. Let's take another caller here. We're going out to Donald in California. Talk to me.
Okay, so look, I'm going to just say that I think that if things go right for Floyd, I want to say that he'll stop Conor by like the 7th round. But I've heard a lot of people say that I've heard a lot of people say that it's a win for Conor if he goes the distance for Floyd. But did you also think of it this way? I think about it like this way. It could be a win for Conor. If we don't know how Conor's thinking, what if Conor is thinking like this? What if Conor is saying, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to box with Floyd and I'm going to give him my all and I'm going to try to beat him at boxing. But I'm not going to let Floyd knock me out and stop me and humiliate me. When I feel like it's getting to the point to where I feel like Floyd is about to start kicking my ass and start stopping me, fuck it. If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose on a disqualification. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in a slick way. I'm not gonna make it be too obvious when I do it. It'll be kind of be like the Victor Ortiz thing, like how he headbutted him, and then it was more like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to do that. Like I could see something like that happening, but in a more of a dirty, slick way, to where when it happens, he could be like, oh shit. I wasn't thinking, I forgot, I'm boxing, but damn, I didn't mean to do that. But at the same time, lose in a disqualification. Why not? I mean, he's still going to get fucking paid the same way, and he wouldn't have to be humiliated. Stop.
Matt, there's a fine, a 95%.
Yeah. According to Floyd, there's a fine that if
95% of your purse.
I don't know if it's that much, but there was a fine.
If you lose by wait, it's a 95%
fine.
I heard the fine is $90 million.
Oh, okay. So Floyd already thought about that part already. I didn't know that.
Just the way you thought about it.
About that, I was thinking that. Huh?
I mean, Floyd thought about it the same exact way how we both thought about it. I thought about that as well. Floyd answered the question.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I guess that's out of the window. Well, I guess I could probably see. Well, the only reason why I say Floyd stopped him in 7 is because Conor can go 5 5-minute rounds, and I think that Floyd's going to put him at a higher pace to make him burn his energy faster, and I think that's what Floyd is going to do. Floyd is going to make him burn his energy up as fast as he could, and then when Floyd starts seeing that he's gassing and getting tired, I think that's when Floyd is going to start putting in pause on him and stop him. And we all know that Floyd is the genius in boxing, and he can do that to you. He can make you burn your energy up, and he knows when you're gassing and when you're getting tired, and when he sees that, that's when he's going to go in for the kill and stop him. That's how I see it going. I would say 7, but that could happen in any round, but I see that's exactly how the fight's going to go.
All right, Donald.
Get lucky and land a good punch.
Well, thanks for calling in, brother. Let's get to some other calls here. We're going to go to Marcus in D.C. Talk to me.
Yo, Boxing Voice in the building, man. Yo, check this out, man. Can't Stop posed a good question, but you got to look at it like this. A lot of times MMA dudes, I remember when MMA first started and all the submission dudes was winning because none of the other fighters knew how to handle themselves when they was on the ground. And because of the submission fighters only practicing in submission fighting, it still took the MMA, we on MMA 214 to create this kind of hybrid fighter who strikes but has some submission capability. All Floyd been concentrating on is demolishing the person from the waist up. So yes, no, you're not have to worry about a kick. But now you have to worry about a dude who can exercise more variations of striking with his hands than you can in the MMA, because you can't overcommit in MMA with striking, because you could get shot on, which is, terminology for somebody rushing in and grabbing you. So, however, yes, you're not avoiding the kick, but now you got a dude who's beating the snot out you with arms coming from every direction, because you can't shoot on him and grab him to stop his attack. You see what I'm saying? So now and the methodology was perfect, is you got a dude, yes, you got a dude who covers a lot of bases, but he's not great at any of them. You see what I'm saying? He's just good at a lot of them. Now we're talking about a dude who's a specialist who's great at one thing. I think the numbers are going to come in close to Pacquiao because I don't really believe anybody believes McGregor has a real chance. I think everyone who says he has a puncher's chance believes deep in their heart he can't win this fight. There was a perception that Pacquiao could beat Mayweather. And so that generated all the stir all these years that created the 4.6 million buys. Now, being Irish or having Irish blood doesn't make you like an Irish nationalist. That means that, okay, because of the 35 million Irish still here are into the sport. You know, a lot of times you might got 8%. You see Ancestry.com, that should be like 8% you Irish or something. So look, I say about 5 million pay-per-views. I don't know if it's that much, maybe closer to 4.6. Amazon Fire Stick is rampant. Streaming is much more rampant than it was 2 years ago. Also, the idea that Conor McGregor really doesn't have a chance in this fight is also weighing on people at the price too, though. Now, if people really thought McGregor could beat him, I'd probably give you those 7 million and 10 million that people talking about. But I don't really think people believe McGregor's going to win, man. That's my call, man. I'm out.
I don't know, man. 707, first time caller.
Yep. All right, so let's get into this.
Let me go ahead and play this sir. Let me go ahead and play this first time caller.
It's an unlikely scenario. McGregor's only hope is that he knocks him out, and I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, we're going to see the biggest upset of all time. Now, imagine that Mayweather wins by decision, even by KO. The whole world goes, that's exactly how I expected this to go. So the only way that this event is going to live up to its hype is if Mayweather loses. And I think the universe is going to do some balancing out. Now, we're getting on a spiritual tip here, but I don't think it can just be that easy. I think the universe is going to do some balancing, and I think something weird is going to happen that night, man.
Something like Fan Man?
I said something weird is going to happen that night, man. Like, the universe is going to do some balancing out because I don't think it can just be that easy. It can't just be like, all right, we all know he's going to win. We all know McGregor's like way in over his head. And he's not going to be able to pull this off. So, I mean, it just can't be that easy, right? I mean, can it be that easy?
I don't know, man. But you're saying he's going to get some help from the boxing gods. Let's see. Come fight night. Let's go out to Northern California to the IG Master.
I won't deny it.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see what do we have here now.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. Everybody fight that one. They like the Uno.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
What's up, fellas? Hey, Ness.
What up? What up?
And let me tell you this. What's up, man? This fight is going to do a huge number. I was already talking about it on Instagram, man. I was talking about maybe 8 million, man. It's going to do a number that we might not have ever seen before. It's going to be huge. Now, Mayweather's bringing in, a lot of people haven't mentioned it, but he's bringing in a lot of Mexicans, man. A lot of or not just over here because I'm in California, but I mean, Latinos everywhere, I think, are Mayweather's bringing them in because they want to see him lose. So a lot of people that I'm talking to over here, everyone's buying this fight. They want to see Mayweather lose. That just means more numbers for Mayweather. And for people to think, like you were saying, can it be that easy? It's been like this for years. They bring in Madonna. They brought in Mosley. They brought in everybody. Guerrero, Victor Ortiz, everybody. They're bringing them in. They're saying, okay, this is the one. This is the one that's gonna break the Mayweather puzzle. And no one's done it. And I think it's gonna be the same thing. I think he's gonna embarrass McGregor, and everyone's gonna be like even dumb for thinking they're dumb for even thinking that he was gonna beat Mayweather and solve. How is McGregor gonna solve the UFC? A guy from the UFC, how is he going to solve the Mayweather puzzle that all these professional boxers, these champions that have been boxing their whole lives couldn't solve? So I'm expecting a huge number, and I can't wait for that night, man. And that 8-ounce glove thing is just more in favor for Mayweather. That's what I got on that.
Well, all right, Alex. Well, I mean, let's wrap this one up. Enrique, any final thoughts on episode 4? Anything stuck out? Anything you want to recommend the listeners make sure they go check out?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry. Definitely check out Apparel or TBV _ casual fan on YouTube. I got videos coming out. But Floyd answered the question, right? In regards to this, Floyd answered the question. I could fucking fight. McGregor is a violent fighter in the MMA. He's promising to come forward. Floyd is also promising he's not going to give us a repeat. He owes everyone who paid for a Maypack, to show up and watch him do the opposite of Maypack and be the Mayweather that we all wanted to see during Maypack. So yeah, my final thoughts of that, man. Besides Donatella Versace, McGregor looking real good. You can follow me. I still hope that it's gonna be a nasty ass brawl, and I hope that it ends in the 4th round. And I hope that Floyd Mayweather is the winner, because he is the guy that I always wanted to be, the winner that talks the most shit, continue to win. You know what I'm saying? And I still do that in certain parts of my life. Not in boxing, of course, but yeah, congratulations to this fight for being a reality in this current stage in the age.
Yeah, I mean, final thoughts. I don't think it's really gonna change. I'm gonna stick with the 6 to 10 wide brush there, so they can pick up whatever is available. I'm gonna stick with this being the most entertaining episode. I forgot to mention, Matt. I tried to give you the opportunity, being the music guy on the group.
I'm not going to bring that up.
They made their own remix with quotes and stuff from throughout the press tour or episodes, and I ain't gonna front. Kind of sounded alright. Just saying, front. You're a liar. You're a liar. That's how you want to do this immediate reaction immediately.
You're a liar.
If you're watching this in the future, present or past, we forgot to mention, hit that thumbs up button. So if you made it this far, you obviously love the show. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure that it's not gray, it's blue. Helps with the visibility of the show. Don't forget to head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice for more exclusive, never before seen content. All bunch of behind the scenes footage. We got vlogs, we got live fight chats. We have Border Wars, which is very huge with our community. So definitely check that out. Find me on Instagram at NestGTO and on Twitter at NestGTO. Matt?
My final thoughts. Let's think about this for a second. Look at the way Terrence Crawford dealt with Felix Diaz, a Olympic level boxer that arguably beat Lamont Peterson, who had beat Sammy Vasquez. Look what Terrence Crawford did to him. Just straight up outclassed him, clowned him until it was a TKO finish. Look what Mayweather did to Canelo. Practically clowned him and hurt him. Look what he did to all these great boxers. There's no realm of reality where McGregor wins this. Let's just be honest. But for all you MMA fans out there, hey, I'm about to be positive. About to be positive here. Hold on. The one slimmer of hope for all you MMA fans and Conor McGregor fans out there, this fight wasn't within the realm of reality. So the fact that we are here today means that predictions go out the window. It's all up in the air, whether this does 2 million pay-per-view buys or 8 million pay-per-view buys, whether it's a 4th-round knockout for McGregor, whether it's a 4th-round knockout for Mayweather, whether it's a 12-round classic Mayweather decision. There's a ton of possibilities, and they're all on the table. But reality states that we got a brain surgeon in Mayweather, and we got a good old general ed practitioner and fucking McGregor. So I think we're gonna get what we're gonna get. I think this was a good episode overall. I think the casual fans are hooked, line and sinker for this entire event. We're about to see a spectacle next week that the like of the sport has just never seen. We're never gonna see this again, possibly. So let's just soak it in. Just enjoy it for what it is and the ride that is this event and this spectacle. I am Matt Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, and my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, Facebook, etc. Peace.
Right. Peace. Matt, you made me think of one thing though. When you said we may never see this again. This is the soul of boxing. That's Mayweather, right? And McGregor, the soul of MMA. In my eyes, that is
that's poetic. That was deep.
Yeah, in my eyes, that suggests that the culture of combat sports, right? Boxing being the best one, the most historical one.
Best would be subjective. Oldest is true.
Oldest is true, so makes it the best, right?
Arguable.
It can be brawler, it can be boxer, right? Like which one is Conor McGregor? It can be, street. It could be elegance and luxury. In the end, it's all about what you gravitate to. Will it come back? I think it will. Maybe not in the next 20, but sometime when it does come back, it'll be in boxing because it always comes back to boxing when it comes back or when it goes to combat sports. So, yeah, I think it won't come back in the next 20 years. But if it does...
Yo, you rambling, B.
I started to ramble, yes.
Wow.
For a guy that doesn't smoke any weed.
I'm more of a writer.
Like the biggest stoner.
I'm more of a writer than a freestyler. I'm sorry.
Yo, for all we know, this dude has like a dozen pens in his pocket, because I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? He might not smoke, man, but he got some fucking vape pens or something. Because I
got pens.
Listen, man, this is the Boxing Voice, #TBV podcast. Follow us on all social media at the Boxing Voice to stay up to date whenever we do spontaneous episodes like this. If you're following us here on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you to everyone. We just hit 52,000. We continue to grow despite the lies and the haters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, have a good night. See you in the morning. Might come back with a Terrence Crawford something, right? We never know.
Instant reaction, immediate reaction tomorrow night.
Definitely immediate reaction. That's a unification. Undisputed titles. But I mean, just maybe like a pre-fight hype, last minute pick. I don't know.
Ooh, that was poetic. Pre-fight hype, last minute pick. Get off my.
Whoa.